Hello and welcome to Chris and Matt on Movies. My name is Matt, and today we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite science fiction movies ever made. Now, I'm going to let you guys know this right now. We're not going to put Star Wars on this list. We're not going to put Planet of the Apes on this list. And we're not putting those on there because those are obviously going to be in our top 2. It wouldn't be a surprise at all if we did that. So those are canceled out. But everything else is fair game. And, you know, Arrival comes out this weekend. Therefore, we're doing our top 5 science fiction movies. Chris has a review up, and I'll give you a hint. It's okay. So check that out if you want to watch that. So for me, I'm going to kick it off. Then we're going to send it off to Chris with our magical fairy dust. And then he's going to kick it right back to me. And I'm going to send you guys on your very merry day. So let's get right into it. My number 5 favorite science fiction movie of all time, to me, is one of, if not his best movie he's ever directed. Christopher Nolan we're talking about, and that is, of course, Inception.
A single idea from the human mind can build cities. An idea can transform the world.
Now, Inception has what I think may be the third best performance ever given by Leonardo DiCaprio. I think his best is Wolf of Wall Street, and I think his second best could potentially be Django Unchained. If it's not Django Unchained, I would also throw in other movies because he's done so many great performances. So, he gives one of his best performances ever, which is a really high standout for that. Ellen Page gives her best performance. Tom Hardy gives his best performance. Joseph Gordon-Levitt gives his best performance. And I think everybody that's involved in the movie gives their best performance that they've ever given in their careers. So with that, and it being one of the most original movies ever made, especially at the time, that's why it is my number 5 greatest movie of all time. Now, my number 4 is a movie that I also love, but I don't consider it to be as great as what other people would consider it to be, and that is, of course, the classic Steven Spielberg movie, E.T.
A mystery is unfolding. And an adventure is beginning.
Now, E.T. is a movie about an alien trying to find his way back home, and I love the movie. I think everybody does a great job in the movie, and it also really captures that 70s, 80s feel into it. I mean, you have people dressed up as Yoda for Halloween, and I really like that. It can also make you sad, it can make you cry, but it can also make you very happy. It's a movie you can watch with your great-grandmother or your great-great-great-grandson, and you all will have a great time. So, for me, it has that magical Spielberg little magic pixie dust, and that's why it's my number 4. Oh. My number 3 is a movie I think may be one of the great horror films ever made that has the science fiction elements in there. It's obviously mostly science fiction with horror film thrown into it, and it kind of mixes it really well. And it's the great Ridley Scott movie, Alien. Now, Alien is a movie that will scare you to death, especially if you're a little kid. If you watch this movie at the age of 10, 11 years old, you might get scared. And this is a movie that kind of introduces us into what will be one of the greatest female heroes we will ever have, Ripley. And the aliens are so scary. Xenomorph, it's one of the most famous creatures in any horror film at all. I mean, and that's insane. It's insane. It's terrifying at times, and I love it. And my number 2 favorite science fiction film of all time is a movie that kind of branched away from the horror film from the previous, and to me, that is one of the greatest movies ever made, Terminator 2.
Stay down!
Go now!
Now, Terminator 2 is a movie that I think is possibly the greatest action movie ever made. It will really knock your socks off sometimes. I love it. It's so much fun. Arnold gives his best performance. And of course, Sarah Connor is one of the greatest heroes of any movie, maybe the greatest female hero of all time. And to me, that's my number 2, and that's why. It's just a great movie, and Skynet has never been more real than today. Terminator 2 predicted the future. We're going to be destroyed by Skynet, and that's terrifying. So that's why it's my number 2. Now, my number 1 is a movie I love. I love this movie. It is a perfect movie in my eyes. One of the few. It's in my top 10 greatest movies of all time. This movie is so much fun. This movie is Back to the Future.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
Precisely. Michael J. Fox.
Whoa, this is heavy.
Christopher Lloyd.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is mind-blowing. It's great. Marty McFly, fantastic character, played incredibly by Michael J. Fox. Doc Brown is one of the greatest characters of all time. And of course, the DeLorean. The DeLorean is magnificent. It's one of the greatest vehicles you could drive. I mean, Batmobile is fantastic, of course. Millennium Falcon. All those things are great. But a vehicle like the DeLorean that can travel you back in time, it's incredible. I love this movie. You know, and it always creeps me out when you get to the prom scene when they're back in time with Marty McFly and his mom. His mom's trying to, like, have sex with him. Oh my, imagine you in that time, you will puke in your mom's dress. And you're also going to ruin you. You're going to, like, ruin your life and everybody else's lives because they won't even be there. So, for me, that's why it's my number 1. It is the perfect movie. One of the few perfect movies next to Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and of course Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's a perfect movie. Pitch perfect. The score, the theme is incredible. It's one of the most famous themes. So, now we're going to kick it off to Chris. I'm going to send my magical pixie dust to transport you from here to Chris Day, and then you guys will come back to me. So Chris, take it away. 6 minutes.
Everybody, welcome to the top 5. I'm Chris Day. You just saw Matt. He gave his top 5 favorite science fiction films, and I'm going to do mine as well for the new movie Arrival, which is fantastic and one of the best movies of the year. Check it out. Let's talk about the top 5. So I'm going to do this fast, guys, and I'm very excited for this. So here we go. Number 5, I'm going to go with the big one, and I'm going to go with a really good one, actually. I'm going to go with 12 Monkeys.
No prints, no warrants. But he took on 5 cops like he was dusted to the eyeballs.
What year is this?
What year do you think it is?
1996.
That's the future, James. Do you think you're living in the future?
It's a very good science fiction film from Terry Gilliam. Check it out. Number 4, I'm going to go with The Terminator. One of my favorite films of all time, and it's one of the best science fiction films as well. Number 3, I'm going to go Blade Runner.
Time to die.
What can I say? It's a science fiction masterpiece. Number 2, I'm going to go my number 2, which I'm going to pick E.T. the Extraterrestrial. It's a warm-hearted movie. There's a lot to say about it, but it's so amazing. And my number 1, I'm going to give Matt shit because he's never seen it. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Hello, Hal, do you read me? Hello, Hal, do you read me? You read me, Hal?
Do you read me, Hal?
This mission is too important for me to allow you to jeopardize it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hal.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
One of the greatest movies ever made. Such a masterpiece. If you have not seen this movie, there you go. All right, that's going to get it for me. Matt, back to you.
All right, so here Chris's top 5. I'm sorry I haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm really sorry. Please don't kill me, people. Please don't kill me. Please. Thank you. So I want to thank Chris for sending his top 5 to me. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video. You can give it a thumbs up if you like it. You can also subscribe if you want to see more. And you can also comment below. Let us know. What's your top 5? I'm very curious. As always, thank you so much. I've been Matt. Bye-bye.